You hear it everywhere, right? The hype around artificial intelligence is just nonstop. But let's cut through all that noise for a second. We're here to talk about the real, measurable economic impact that's happening right now. So let's get into the data.
Really, it's the multi-trillion-dollar question. Is AI actually changing how business gets done, or is it all just talk? Well, in this explainer, we're going to find the answer by looking at the cold, hard evidence.
And to separate the hype from the reality, we're going to follow the oldest rule in the book: follow the money. We're going to see exactly how AI is showing up on the bottom line, based on what companies themselves are reporting. And here's the thing, the results are already pouring in. This isn't some sci-fi technology that's decades away. Companies right now are reporting real results, tangible cost savings, and actual revenue growth, all tied directly to their use of AI. Okay, so let's start with what we can call traditional AI. These are the analytical predictive models that have been humming along behind the scenes for years. The real question is, where have they actually been making a difference? Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at where this kind of AI is best at cutting costs. It's almost all internal, behind-the-scenes work. Nearly half of companies see savings in service operations, with supply chain and software engineering not far behind. This is AI as the great automator, just streamlining those repetitive operational jobs. But hold on. Watch what happens when we switch gears from saving money to making money. The whole picture just flips on its head. A massive 71% of companies are using AI to drive revenue growth in marketing and sales. So for growth, traditional AI really shines when it's facing the customer, helping with things like targeting and personalization. Okay, but everything we've just talked about, that's kind of the old story. The game is being completely rewritten right now, all thanks to generative AI. This isn't about optimizing old processes anymore. Gen AI is breaking into brand new territory, the strategic heart of the business. So this right here, this is the crucial shift you need to get. Traditional AI was an operational tool. It was the reliable workhorse doing the automating in the background. But generative AI, it's being treated like a strategic partner, a collaborator that helps with high-level thinking and big decisions. And boom, this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? Take a look at this. For the very first time, the #1 area for revenue gains isn't sales, it isn't operations. It's strategy and corporate finance. That is a profound change. AI has officially moved out of the call center and into the boardroom. This quote just nails it. We are literally watching AI evolve from a support tool that helps you get your job done into a management tool that helps decide what the job should even be. That's the new reality we're in. All right, so that's what companies are saying is happening. But what about the cold, hard proof? What do the rigorous studies tell us about how this impacts individual workers? Let's look at the numbers. Let's just start with one single number, 14.2%. Now, this isn't a guess, it's not an estimate. It is a precise, measured jump in productivity from a landmark study on generative AI out in the real world. So that number comes from a 2023 study by Brinjal Fassin and his colleagues. They looked at over 5,000 customer support agents and found that a Gen AI assistant made them 14.2% more productive. But get this, here's the most amazing part. The agents kept those productivity gains even when the AI was turned off. The tool was actually teaching them how to be better at their jobs. It wasn't just a crutch, it was a coach. And it's not just about getting things done faster. Microsoft's research shows us it's about getting things done better, too. They found security pros were 23% faster and 7% more accurate. And for sales teams, the numbers were just off the charts, 39% faster with a 25% boost in accuracy. The takeaway is crystal clear. AI is making people both faster and better. So the impact is real. It's measurable. But the final piece of this whole puzzle, the thing that really ties it all together, is the staggering, mind-blowing speed of adoption. And this is where the story just gets wild. Just try to wrap your head around this. In 2023, about a third of companies were using generative AI. Okay, fast forward one single year to 2024, and that number has exploded to 71%. It more than doubled in 12 months. That's not adoption, that's a tidal wave. And check this out. Generative AI is quickly becoming the main event. In 2023, there was this big 22-point gap between companies using any kind of AI and those using Gen AI specifically. A year later, That gap has collapsed to just 7 points. The point is, Gen AI isn't some niche anymore. For most companies, it is AI. And don't for a second think this is just a Silicon Valley story. Nope. This is happening everywhere, all at once. The adoption rates are stunningly consistent across the world's biggest economies. North America, Europe, Greater China, all floating around 73–74%. We are all witnessing a synchronized global economic shift in real time.
So, the verdict is in. The evidence is clear. AI has officially left the world of hype and landed squarely in reality. It's cutting costs, it's driving revenue, it's boosting productivity, and it's being adopted at a blistering pace around the globe. It's now a fundamental layer of the economy. So AI literacy, it's not a choice anymore. The only question left is, how will you adapt?
Today's high-level expressions. Number 1, redefine value. Number 2, systemic change. Number 3, performance multiplier. AI doesn't optimize, it redefines value. This is systemic change. AI literacy becomes a performance multiplier. In structural transitions, clarity and adaptation define advantage. Keep thinking. Keep structuring. I'll see you in the next analysis.